Welcome back to another track guide, guys. This time we are at the Monaco circuit. There'll be a hot lap and setup in this video as well. So let's get into this one. Down the main straight, be as far over to the right as possible. Obviously be careful of people coming out the pits during the race. Braking down into turn 1, you want to be braking just before the Monaco circuit board that goes across the track. We're going straight line braking, down into third gear, and then try and open up this corner as much as possible and take as much of this curb on the inside as possible to gain you a couple of tenths by being all over that curb. It is easy to invalidate your time there, but you've got to take as much of it as possible. Keep the car as straight as possible up the hill, and then as we get to the casino square, you're looking out for this zebra crossing that goes across the track. Just as you pass that, you want to be going down into fourth gear, trying to pick up the apex. Run the car slightly wide again as you come back in towards the barrier. The right hander, got to commit to it, keep it in fourth gear, throw it in, try not to brake into this corner. Down the hill, avoid the bump, and then for this next right hander you're looking out for the white part on the barrier on the left, or if you can't see that, because I've noticed in some scenarios you can't actually see that white part, look out for the yellow barrier and brake just before that. Alright, you're flying down this hill, so braking just before that you'll get the right marker. So second gear into here, you want to be as close to the barrier as possible. That is the key to Monaco. Keep it in second or shift to third, it's up to you. For the hairpin, brake just before the Aramco bannering on the right. We're going all the way down into first gear. Don't take too much curb, but you do want to be all over the apex. Short shift to second as you're on it for a slightly better drive out. Get it over to the left, and then as you're going over this zebra crossing, you're going up into third gear and turning in at the same time. Keep it in third. Be all over this curb again. And then for the final right hander in this little section, looking out for the orange part of the barrier. Slight tap of the brakes, and you're turning in just on that orange part. It's all over this apex. Get the car as straight as possible, and then you can get on the power really early out of this corner. Go through the tunnel, just drive over that bit on the inside there, and then down into the chicane. This is where you'll find most of your time in the track, in the lap. Looking out for the 100-meter board and the lamppost on just behind it. You want to be braking bang in between those two. 100-meter board is a bit too early, the lamppost is a bit too late, so bang in between those two. Down into second gear again, and you want to be aiming for the orange part of the barrier on the left. Aim to hit it, you'll miss it. You want to be as close to it as possible. Short shift to third and be all over this apex. Take as much of this curve as you can. Again, like turn 1, it's easy to invalidate there, but take as much of it as you can. You'll find so much time. Get the car as straight as possible, as quick as possible, and on the power. You can get on the power again quite quickly through there. And now this section is all about commitment, all about carrying the speed. So into fourth gear, throw the car in, just clip this apex, let the car run out to the barrier, don't touch it, but to the barrier. And then through the swimming pool, full throttle, and you're looking out for that lamppost on the right hand side there. That is your braking point. And then again we're aiming just to hit this apex. So into third gear or fourth gear, jump over this curb again, keep it in third, and then shift to fourth on the exit. Oh, I missed it. F123 banner on the right hand side as your braking point for the final hairpin at the end. Straight line braking, get the car in as much of a straight line as possible. So I tend to aim for the Rolex sign on the building. So just aim for the building, and You want to brake as straight as possible. You don't want to turn and brake, you just want to brake in a straight line into second gear. Try and hug this really tight. Short shift to third on the exit. And for the final corner, you've got the black box on the left as a braking or as a turning in point anyway. You don't brake into this corner. What I do though is you've got the pit lane on the right, and as soon as the pit entry goes out of view, then you're turning in third gear. Get as close to this barrier as possible. Don't take too much of this apex curve on the left. I find if you do, you can lose the car at the end. I've lost the car a few times coming out of here. Pick up the DRS on the power as early as you can, and then just keep it tight to the wall all the way to the line. Okay, so we'll go for a hot lap now around the circuit. I'll leave this without any commentary over it to enjoy the lap, and then we'll get into the setup. Okay, so let's get into the setup then. So maximum downforce, I don't think that's much of a surprise to anybody. It's always going to be the case at Monaco. 50-50 wings, transmission 50-52. To enable the best traction you can up here. You want the most rotation possible as well. Suspension geometry, top two to the right, bottom two to the left, a more familiar sign compared to the previous ones that we've been doing. Suspension, very, very stiff on the front to be able to attack those corners without the car under rotating on you. 6 on the rear suspension. You want it as soft, really, really soft, so you can really floor the power on the exit of the corners to get back up to speed as quick as possible. Anti-roll bars 412 and ride height 33-39. Quite a high rear ride height. There's a lot of bumps. And you're going to be getting on the power when the car's still unsettled as well. So a higher ride height tends to counteract that a little bit, but you need it because the circuit is so bumpy. So onto the brakes, 100% brake pressure and 51% on the brake bias. You can use 50, and you can also get away with 53. During a race, you probably go down to about 54, 55. But my personal preference is 51%, which is the highest I ever run it. Or the lowest I ever run it. I don't know if it's high or low this year now. 51% brake bias on there anyway, so it seems to get a lot more rotation out of that. I think as soon as I moved to 51, I gained 4/10 in the middle sector, so that works. Tyre pressure is pretty much minimum. Maybe up the rears slightly during qualifying. Move them up a bit because if you want to be able to do like a one and done run, it will take a few laps for the tyres to warm up, and by the time they've warmed up, they're pretty much gone. You may as well go out on a new set of tyres sometimes. But anyway, that's the setup. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed this track guide, hot lap and setup video, and follow my Racing League progress on Rainers Racing League on Facebook, Instagram. We are also on TikTok as well now. And that's all from me. Enjoy.